Hey guys, this is Jamie. So today I want to talk about Trump, unfortunately, and specifically where I feel like the right wing, alt rights, and many Republicans sort of draw the line specifically with Trump. So obviously, we've been seeing as Trump's presidency goes and takes its course, we've seen that people have been fragmenting, the Republicans have been fragmenting into sort of like more classic Republicans, sort of Nick Fuentes' group, people who decided that Charlie Kirk is Jesus or whatever. And people have been fighting because of that. But I do feel like the sort of the common thing still was, like, oh, they're still voting for Trump, or like, oh yeah, like obviously they were still registered Republicans and they still believed factually in their icon, which is Trump. But obviously over the recent days, like we've been seeing, basically what I want to say is apparently the reason why the right wing party is more divided, or rather the right wing voters are more divided, is because they draw the line at bisexuality or assumed bisexuality or assumed queerness, or even the whole assumed thing that Trump apparently gave Bill Clinton a blowjob, which makes it absolutely insane and a comic thing, because so people are fine sort of with like ice raids, people are okay with um different government officials being shot, people are okay with rights being taken away, people are okay with the sort of more traditional conservative fascist values taking over America, healthcare going to the shits, well, whatever was left of it, and prices going high, as very sky high. But the fact that Trump went down on a man is apparently the no go, which kind of highlights how insane the homophobia is, how insane the fact is that people do believe as well. We have to stop and think of the fact that the whole idea of Trump and the way people have been sort of attacking him was like small penis, or like what if he's feminine, or why does he care so much about his appearance? And in general, we have been seeing homophobic remarks from the left, from the right, on who didn't like Trump. What I'm trying to say is the Trump the Trump fans draw the line at him blowing another man. And I don't know where to even go from here, or how to even comprehend this, to understand that people are okay with people getting deported, people are okay with people being put to jail, people are okay with so many crimes, people are okay with him being a fucking pedophile, people are okay with him being on the Epstein files. But the fact that he may have blown Bill Clinton, which was mentioned in an email, and we technically don't know if it is even true, that is what breaks people. Like, I'm really trying to think about this, other than making jokes like, okay, so apparently everyone who gave Bill Clinton a blowjob kind of is not liked by America, so it's like Hillary Clinton, Monica Lewinsky, and now Trump, which is absolutely funny to mention. But the fact that it goes into even heavier implications, that people are not okay also with the fact that a man blows another man, and somehow that is the reason for someone not to be a president, or to burn your absolutely idiotic cultists like MAGA hats. Like, I've been seeing those images of people like burning MAGA hats just because they can't fathom that their fascist presidents sucked a dude. And the problem is, I shouldn't be focusing on this either. Like, I shouldn't be focusing on the homophobic nature of this. But at the same time, it is insane that this is the reason why some people are flipping. And it's not just like right wing voters, it's also right wing grifters. We have like Marjorie Taylor Greene, MTG, who flipped absolutely because of this. And you have people going, obviously, still on their grifts or shifting, because everything it just gets more divided. And for some reason, this just sounds absolutely idiotic to say, but it is more divided just because he blew a man. Like, I cannot comprehend this. It just really boils down to homophobia. It just boils down to the fact that how insanely homophobic, biphobic, queerphobic, hateful America is. The reason for someone to not be liked isn't being a pedophile, it's literally just because you went down on another man in an email. And obviously, this makes it even more ridiculous because then we have like the White House doing tweets like, oh yeah, look at this power couple with Melania Trump and Donald Trump. When in reality, well, maybe he's more queer than we think he is. And obviously, there's like photos of him and Rudy Giuliani like in drag, and obviously, all these people, like specifically New Yorkers, used the New York life nightlife for different reasons, for plain entertainments, and then they go around and they vote against rights for LGBT people, against people who work in the nightlife. I don't know, and the problem is that it doesn't matter at the end of the day what these people do, what these people think, what they do in their pastime, what do they do behind closed doors, because what matters is what you're selling to the average homophobe. And then we can look at people who, for instance, who fled to Russia because they think that America has gone too woke or they don't want their children to be gay or whatever. We do need to sit down and think like, is this really why people should be losing their minds? Like, what is so bad about two men going down on each other? Is we're not even talking about a relationship. We're not even talking about marriage. There is such intense homophobia that people are willing to move countries. People are willing to turn back on war. People are willing to excuse racism. People are willing to do anything possible just to avoid any sort of link to anything gay. And I think the problem is that this is what this situation highlights as well. Like at the end of the day, I can sit here and I can complain about the right wingers being divided, about the right wingers having no morals. But at the end of the day, it's just homophobia. And this makes it even more ridiculous because we have like Trump, which would hold a gay flag and would be like gays for Trump or whatever. And then he ended up stabbing the LGBT community in the back. And now maybe these people are like, oh yeah, maybe because now we know that Trump blew another guy, maybe we'll have the rights back. But in reality, is these people don't care. It doesn't matter what they're doing behind closed doors. What matters is what they're selling, and what matters is if the people who are watching them and the voters specifically, if they like the product they're selling, and it doesn't matter what their ideals are. So it just becomes a horrendously game of like political grifters. And I'm not saying no one knew that Trump wasn't a grifter because he wants to be a Democrat, then he figured to be a Republican, and that works, and that's what got him elected. So obviously, he had no issue like blowing Bill Clinton, and he doesn't have an issue with saying that he's homophobic or he's against trans rights. But he has an issue with defending the sort of the American idea of him. And that is what gets him elected. The whole idea that he is this resurrected Jesus Christ of politics or whatever is what gets him elected. And it might be something that will get him to a third term if America manages to swallow the pill of the fact that Donald Trump might have gone down on Bill Clinton. So it's not the fact that he's a felon, it's not the fact that he's a pedophile, it's not a fact that he's on the Jeffrey Epstein's fault. It's the fucking fact that he blew Bill Clinton. Because apparently America cannot stand anyone who blows Bill Clinton, and that is fucking hilarious and sad. So yeah, that is pretty much what I wanted to say. Yeah, apparently, if you want to be a politician or if you want to be in the political sphere in America, you should really stay away from Bill Clinton, specifically from blowing him. Apparently, so yeah, that's very bizarre, very interesting. very cool country to watch from afar. So yeah, that is what I wanted to say today. Thank you very much for all the love. I've really been appreciating all the comments, all the discussions, all the love, all the followers. I really, really do appreciate it. I've just been quite tired because I have like a bunch of tasks to go, and I'm also going on the holidays. So I'm like completely exhausted by now. So thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please feel free to give it a like. Let's obviously talk about Bill Clinton getting his dick sucked off. Feel free to share it with a friend. Feel free to piss someone off with it. Feel free to click a like. Leave a comment if you feel like it. Thank you very much for watching.